So according to former Google CEO Eric Schmidt, we are living through a massive, critical tipping point with artificial intelligence. And it's all happening at a speed that is, frankly, really hard to wrap your head around. So let's break down his take on where we are, and maybe more importantly, where this is all going.
And look, he's not holding back here. He's not framing this as just another tech trend. No, he's calling it a truly historic event, a fundamental shift in what's even possible for us as humans. All right, so to really get this, we're going to hit 5 key areas. We'll talk about the new era of intelligence we've walked into, the big tipping point with AI agents, a very real physical problem we're hitting, the global AI race, and finally what our role is in shaping all of this. So first up, this new era of intelligence. The reason this feels so different than, the internet or the smartphone boom is that we haven't just built a faster tool. We've actually created a new kind of partner for humanity.
And that partner is what he calls a reasoning agent. Basically, it's an AI that doesn't just process data. It can actually reason, it can plan, and it can act on its own to solve really complex problems. Think discovering new drugs or designing new materials. Schmidt's point is that even if all AI work just stopped cold today, these agents have already advanced our capabilities as a species in a huge way.
Okay, so what's really fascinating is what the folks on the inside think is just around the corner. Schmidt talks about this thing called the San Francisco Consensus. It's this shared belief in the tech world that we are right on the edge of an intelligence explosion, and it's all being driven by these agents. To really get what a big deal this is, just think about how we built software, like a year ago. It was basically 80% human sweat, with AI tools kind of helping out a little bit on the side.
Well, that has completely, and I mean completely flipped. Now it's more like 20% human direction, just pointing the AI where to go, and 80% AI execution. The leap in productivity is it's absolutely staggering.
So here's what that actually looks like in practice. A programmer writes out the goal and the test for what success looks like, and then they go home. The AI agent literally works overnight inventing a solution. I mean, something that used to take a team of 10 people 6 months to do can now be done by one person while they sleep.
Okay, but here's where it gets a little wild. The next big frontier, what the tech world thinks is maybe only 2 or 3 years away, is something called recursive self-improvement. This is the moment when an AI gets smart enough to start making itself smarter, kicking off this exponential, maybe even uncontrollable intelligence boom. It's hard to even wrap your mind around it.
But there's a problem. This incredible, exponential growth is running headfirst into a giant physical wall, and that wall is a massive shortage of electricity.
According to Schmidt, just to power the AI industry, the US is looking at a power shortage of 92 gigawatts by 2030.
I mean, that's a huge, abstract number, right? So what does 92 gigawatts actually look like in the real world?
It's the same amount of energy as building about 60 brand new nuclear power plants in just the next few years. To put that in perspective, right now the US is building maybe 1? And this really gets to the core of the problem. Every time we make the AI algorithms more efficient, we don't end up using less power. We just find bigger, crazier, more power-hungry problems to throw at them. The demand for compute just keeps going up and up and up, with no ceiling in sight.
This crazy race for energy and intelligence, it's not just a tech problem. It's the foundation of a new global competition between systems. And right now, that's mainly between the United States and China. Because whichever nation cracks this energy problem first gets an almost unimaginable lead.
And you know what? They're playing the game completely differently. The US is mostly focused on these huge, centralized AI models building towards a general intelligence. China, though, they're leaning hard into what's called edge computing, embedding AI into absolutely everything. And they're doing it with fierce competition and massive scale.
Now, Schmidt is very clear. He sees China as a competitor, not an enemy. But they're a competitor with some pretty serious advantages. They can build at a scale we can't even imagine. They dominate critical supply chains like EVs and robotics, and their work culture is just legendarily intense.
And that brings us to the final, and honestly, the most important piece of this whole puzzle, our responsibility. With all this insane power being unleashed, how on earth do we guide it?
Schmidt lays out a few urgent problems that we have to solve now, not down the road. Things like, what's the impact on jobs? How do we protect vulnerable people, especially kids, from this stuff? And how do we hold on to our moral values when we're in a cutthroat global race?
For him, this is really the bottom line. The goal isn't just to be first. It's not just to build the most powerful AI. The goal has to be to build an AI that actually reflects the values of a free and open society.
And that leaves us with what might just be the ultimate question of our time. As these AI systems get smarter and smarter, maybe even smarter than us, and they start acting on their own, who gets to teach them what's important? Who teaches the machine what to value when it becomes smarter than its teacher?